Quick Diz News is part of the Quick Diz Takes family of podcasts.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner.
Oh boy!
All right, hey everyone, and welcome to episode 17 of the Quick Diz News. I'm here, Sarah Castano. Hey, howdy, hey. Joined tonight by John Castano.
Hi.
And we're going to get right into it. There's a lot to talk about this week. We are actually going to start with stuff I forgot to Diz mention. That's stuff I forgot about last week. So get through it kind of quick. Reports came in that Harrison Ford injured one of his shoulders while filming a fight scene for Indiana Jones 5. A statement released from Disney regarding the injury read, "In the course of rehearsing for a fight scene, Ford sustained an injury involving his shoulder. Production will continue while the appropriate course of treatment is evaluated, and the filming schedule will be reconfigured as needed in the coming weeks. So fear not, the show will carry on." Michael Bublé also recently visited Disneyland, sharing a couple of snaps to his trip to Galaxy's Edge on social media. I think it's funny when celebrities geek out about things that they're super excited about. He posted 2 photos, one of him super excited, the other just kind of, normal photo op. And the caption read, "Picture number 1 is me realizing I'm going to poop my pants because this is the, all caps, greatest Disney experience ever. Picture number 2 is me trying to look cool and keep my composure." So they are real humans, people. Again, in stuff I forgot to Diz mention, according to Disney exec Jeff Valley, the 2022 to 2023 Walt Disney World Ambassador team will consist of Rayvon Redding and Allie Mannion. They will soon become the resort's emissaries of goodwill, representing Disney World and its cast members throughout Central Florida and beyond. So I guess multiple cast members applied for this. They were interviewed, and these 2 were selected. So they'll be taking on this new role to help usher in the resort's 50th anniversary. And it was really super cute to note that among the people who liked this post on his Instagram, Josh D'Amaro. I just thought it was kind of cute. Bros supporting bros.
Did Bob Chapek like it? No.
It didn't say. It said Josh D'Amaro and like a bajillion other people.
Yeah.
But it didn't say bajillion. It just gave a number. Then we have some speculation from last week. So rumors were floating of a return of a late night extra hours for Disney resort guests at some parks during the 50th celebration season. So by June 29th, Disney had announced the following. So it's kind of a speculation that turned an update. We'll go with it. On October 1st, Disney will be rolling out a new early theme park entry benefit for Disney resort guests and guests of select hotels, giving them the first chance to enjoy select attractions at every theme park every day. So Disney's Value, Moderate, Deluxe, DVC, and I'm guessing those Good Neighbor hotels are those select ones. For guests of Disney Deluxe or Deluxe Villas, guests will also be able to enjoy extended evening hours on select nights in select theme parks. And extended evening hours will begin in early October with specific dates and parks to be shared at a later time. And then finally on stuff I forgot to Diz mention, Living with the Land was evacuated on Tuesday, June 29th, complete with red lights and sirens. Guests were evacuated out the back doors in an effort to clear the pavilion of guests as quickly as possible. Someone was reportedly, quote, seriously injured. Though there have been no follow-up stories or reports from Disney themselves. Guest posts the following day claimed the emergency systems had been activated by the torrential downpours, and this activation had dropped a metal fire door, causing guests to evacuate through all of the other emergency exits, and not an injury on the ride itself. If you have anything to weigh in on there.
That's what they want you to think.
There's another Karen.
Somebody was stealing fish or something.
The tilapia.
And they got bit by one of the little alligators.
Can you imagine? Karma. All right, on to this week's quick Diz mentions. As always, for Tim, we start off engaging in some speculation. We have a little bit this week. We have 2, actually. Our first piece of speculation is that Magic Kingdom is trying to get the Walt Disney World Railroad operational again, since its last Grand Circle tour of the park was given in December of 2018. I'm going to preface this by whoever works at that permit pulling office has been super busy, new word, super busy.
Say it again.
I'm going to preface this and say the word the right way, that whoever's at this permit pulling office has been super, super busy just from Walt Disney World. Like, we know stuff's going to happen for the 50th anniversary, but they're doing a lot. We'll just say that. So according to a permit that was filed, Disney is looking to install a sign at the Walt Disney World Railroad, which we hope means it will be reopening soon. It's presumed that it's to get things operational again for the upcoming 50th anniversary with all the upgrades around the park, but it's also a sign that things have settled down over at the Tron construction site, that they're once again able to start the engines up for operation. So for those unaware, the railroad, as well as Tomorrowland Speedway, they were shut down in order to begin construction on Tron. The Speedway track was shortened and rerouted and then reopened shortly after they closed for refurbishment, while the railroad has remained temporarily unavailable since its closure at the end of 2018. And our other piece of speculation, Tim would love this, speculation part 2. A new monorail resort concept is rekindled, as recent construction has been spotted in the Magic Kingdom area between the TTC and the Contemporary. So originally there was a rumor that a fourth monorail resort could be added to the Magic Kingdom area. It was originally previously reported as a candidate for either a Venetian-themed or a Mediterranean-themed resort. However, as they began to flesh out the concepts, it was allegedly discovered the land would be too difficult and costly to build on. So according to a self-described, quote, mostly retired Imagineering project exec, Bob Holland, the hotel was originally planned to have 900 rooms as well as a convention center. Ground was moved on the site. However, the uncertainties of travel during the Gulf War in the early 90s halted the project. So aerial shots of the same area between the Ticket and Transportation Center and the Contemporary from April do not show this new work that we've seen. So this is something. It could be, you know, maybe they have water saturation issues or they're trying to stabilize monorail posts. It could be something as simple as that. But given that this is the same area that was worked on previously for this either Mediterranean or Venetian themed resort, people are kind of speculating that maybe this is going to come to life. Now, my thought process on this was Venetian and Mediterranean themed. Our most recent DVC has been the Riviera. So I'm wondering if they just kind of shifted their idea in location, and that's how we now have the Riviera. But again, speculation, just throwing it out there. Also up on our quick Diz mentions this week, Lin-Manuel Miranda tweeted out yesterday reminding fans about the preview to Disney's newest magical adventure was set to release today. Just the trailer today, not the actual film, people. He has spent the last 4 years writing the music and songs for Disney's Encanto, which is set to release of November of this year. So if you haven't had a chance to check out the clip, I think it looks super cute. It reminds me of a couple different films and characters. I kind of, talked about it earlier with Johnny off podcast on some crossover that I kind of noticed in the early, in the trailer. So I'm curious to see what other people think. If you have any ideas, drop us a comment, send us a message. There are multiple ways of contacting us. Tim will let you know. Oh, sorry. We record today, Thursday. Hi, friends. I forget about production issues. So it came out today being Thursday, July 8th. I know what day it is because it's summer.
Today, the day of recording.
Today, the day of recording. But when you listen to it, 2 days ago. Oh, my brain. All right. This is too much. Carrying on. Here we go. Cast members have been spotted training on the Epcot monorail. The flag retreat ceremony has returned to Walt Disney World. The Winter Summerland mini golf has reopened. The Tron Light Cycle crane has been removed. Make progress. Genie has been spotted for a closer but still socially distanced meet and greet in Hollywood Studios. Jasmine is back greeting guests at the Moroccan stage in Epcot. All arcade games in Dinoland USA have been opened in Animal Kingdom. You know how we love a good arcade in Animal Kingdom. And single rider lines for Expedition Everest is now open. And I saw earlier somewhere else has reopened their single rider line. And I can't for the life of me remember it, even though I said, I don't need to add that in. I'll remember it. It was Test Track. You win. Everybody, Johnny wins. You knew it was Test Track. All right. A little bit of travel issues. According to road signage up in the area, the Epcot ramp that connects to World Drive southbound will be closed beginning July 6th. So that was 4 days ago when this is released, while construction takes place. However, the northbound ramp will remain open. So if you are someone who stays off property and you're visiting the parks, please take note. You can still go to Epcot. You just can't take that ramp, my friends. Billy Crystal and John Goodman will return to lend their vocal talents as Mike and Sully for the new 10-episode series Monsters at Work to be released on Disney+. It began streaming on July 7th. It was announced Friday, July 2nd, that 2 restaurants in the Disneyland Resort would remain closed permanently. The PCH Grill at Paradise Pier Hotel, as well, and this was shocking to me, as Steakhouse 55 at the Disneyland Hotel. So we just spoke last week on the news about how the Wave at the Contemporary would be closed and it would reopen in Steakhouse 71, taking those cues from Steakhouse 55 and Disneyland's 51. Why do I have 51 there? Because my brain doesn't work when I have 55 and 71. Sorry, friends. So it would take its cue from the Disneyland Hotel restaurant. And now we're hearing that that one's going to close permanently. Although according to Disney officials, options for those 2 locations are being considered. They just didn't release what they are. So unfortunately, Steakhouse 55 and PCH Grill are no longer. Disneyland has also changed their fireworks announcement wording from ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to a more gender-inclusive greeting of good evening, friends, according to Disney officials. I feel like that's just a very elementary school teacher way of addressing that. The Disney Capture Your Moment photo pass sessions are set to expand to Epcot. The photography group, which is best known for their family graduation, engagement, or baby announcement photo shoots, was originally based in the Magic Kingdom, traditionally using the castle, the hub, Wishing Well, and other areas nearby for a backdrop. They recently expanded their location to include Disney's Animal Kingdom as well. So it's a 20-minute personalized photo session. They're offered for a variety of reasons, basically whatever reason you want to have your picture taken. And while the cost of photos are not included in the price of the session, guests who have the Memory Maker or the annual pass with the Memory Maker benefit can download those photos for no additional cost. And then we've got a couple more. July 2nd saw another hiccup for Walt Disney World's Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Last week, we discussed one of the boats went off the rails, needed to be realigned. And this week, the dark ride had its lights on, boats at a standstill, and the ride was actually evacuated. So according to @the Disney Movie Guys TikTok account, it looked like ride operators attempted to get the ride going while the lights were still on, eventually shutting them off while the guests continued to record. However, according to a follow-up video that was posted shortly after, it doesn't look like they made it much further before the lights came back on with all the boats stopped and they were preparing guests to evacuate. Speaking of hiccups, Disney guests riding Seven Dwarfs Mine Train took the opportunity when the ride broke down to turn it into a sing-along. Lights were turned on while cast members began to work, and TikTok user @Ironicism captured and shared the event. They went on to say that they had waited for about 20 minutes when some young ladies also on the ride put on music that really helped to lighten the mood, quickly turning it from frustrating to funny. So the Neil Diamond classic Sweet Caroline came on and guests began singing along while waiting for the ride to resume and evacuate. So the same ride revealed Disney's compensation for the delay was a single fast pass that they could use for any ride except for one. Any guesses as to what? I don't know if you read the show notes, so don't cheat if you did. If you had to think.
Any ride where?
Any ride in Magic Kingdom, because it was on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Any ride except for one if you could use a fast pass.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Peter Pan's Flight.
Oh, God forbid.
What? Why? If you were just on Seven Dwarfs, why? In any case, that was the one stipulation. They did get that fast pass for any one ride except for Peter Pan's Flight. And then finally, on our quick Diz mentions for this week, Disneyland has begun piloting a new waste bin alongside their traditional trash and recycling bins within the park. This third bin is designed for food waste, which I kind of saw as a coming thing. I'm just surprised it took Disney a little bit longer than I anticipated to get it out there. So starting as a pilot at Galactic Grill in Tomorrowland, food disposed of in this bin will avoid the landfill, reducing space there, and instead will be converted into feed nutrients for farm animals. So look at you going a little more eco-friendly, Disneyland. You go. All right, this week on Quick Diz Updates. Back to the hotel refurbs, work has begun at Port Orleans Riverside and French Quarter, despite both still being closed since the COVID closures in 2020. Disney, again, filed several permits, all relating to general construction for both resorts. So we did have an update on it a little bit later this week. So yesterday, being Wednesday, the 7th of July, they released a couple of the arrival dates or when people would be able to start making reservations again. So All-Star Music for arrivals beginning September 16th. Starting today, Port Orleans Riverside for arrivals beginning October 14th. So it can't be very labor-intensive work that they're doing there. Port Orleans French Quarter for arrivals beginning October 28th. All-Star Sports for arrivals beginning December 9th. And as a reminder, Poly is available for arrivals starting July 19th and Animal Kingdom Lodge for arrivals on August 26th. So last week we had talked about Run Disney's big event and how at that point, the only hotels available were kind of the more pricey end, $400 a night around there. So this does alleviate some of that. It does provide a less expensive alternative for those seeking marathon weekend in January or wine and dine. There are more options available for lodging.
Mm-hmm.
A leaked rendering of physical animatronic for Iron Man for the upcoming Iron Man themed coaster for Disneyland Paris has surfaced. According to Twitter user @GangSequoia, the model will be for the pre-show in the queue where guests will be led to gather information about their mission. They went on to post in another tweet a rendering that matches previously released concept art and the caption, where Web, I imagine that means web slingers, has a digital Tom Holland as part of the pre-show. The Iron Man coaster next door will have a physical Iron Man animatronic. And finally, on our Quick Diz updates, Moana segment is revealed as part of the Harmonious Spectacular for Epcot. Light on water projections have shown the heart of Te Fiti, as well as kicking off the show with vocals from Moana's How Far I'll Go. Harmonious will debut October 1st for Disney's 50th celebration. And then we have a bit of speculation for a headline before we get into our big headline. You're already shaking your head. So our speculation headline is our annual pass is set to return in the near future. So Disney's website states that annual pass purchases and renewals made August 16th, 2021 and beyond will no longer receive a complimentary Magic Band, implying that annual passes will be available for purchase at least by the time that date rolls around. So additionally, Disneyland Paris is set to resume their sales of annual passes again on July 15th. Obviously, not all parks run the same way, but it's speculation. So we talked about the Lightning Pass in Shanghai and Paris and possibly having that here in Florida. Again, they're differently run parks. We get that, but would that be something that also comes back to Florida as well? So speculation, but it is enough to make people talk. It's like a little kid who knows what they're getting for Christmas. It makes Christmas come so much slower because that anticipation is there.
I understand the frustration, but I mean, it's just what it is right now. I can understand Florida residents being, more antsy to get their annual passes because I'm sure people moved there within the last year specifically for Disney, and now they got to pay out of pocket every time they go. So I understand that, but I don't know. Stuff's progressing, and it'll be one of the next things I'm sure to come out, but it's just a waiting game. And I know everybody, with that, just one little, thing they see is 40 questions of, does that mean it's coming back? So
kind of like the Run Disney stuff. It'll get there when it gets there, people.
Yeah. I
And then
guess
again-
with Run Disney, I mean, the whole no hotel rooms when they announced it, and now it was very nice to see that all those other hotels open. So now it is a small glimmer of hope to do it now that I do have a room secured.
Now, if only we can get the
marathon weekend,
registration.
to get the registration. So it's one less thing to be upset or frustrated about. So I can understand the annual pass thing too, but.
And the order I had these in my show notes, I had them in a different order. So I kind of accidentally just spoiled the other headline if people were not already aware.
And just the whole, yes, people want annual pass to come back, but then I don't think Disney necessarily is going to rush it because they're making more money when they have those residents buying day passes. So I mean, I understand both sides of it, where Disney's trying to recoup stuff and people want to get that. It's just a
or even folks like
situation.
Folks like us out of state who don't want to lose the pass because they aren't selling new ones right now. So we'll renew and make trips when we normally wouldn't just to keep that pass.
Yeah. So
they've got us, folks.
Yep.
What's up, guys? It's Tim. Just here to remind you to check out our new website, quickdiztakes.com. We cover everything Disney, from our newest videos to our newest podcast, blog posts by contributors, and much more. And while you're there, do not forget to subscribe for the latest notifications on when new blog posts are posted and new videos go up. Of course, check out our YouTube page, Quick Diz Takes, and our Facebook page, Quick Diz Takes, along with Twitter at Quick Diz Takes for me, and at Palm Tree Skook for Sarah, Instagram at Quick Diz Takes Tim, and at Quick Diz Skook. And of course, if you like this, please like, share, and subscribe with friends. Thanks for listening, and now back to the show.
So our big headline this week, which I put out of order because I tried to do speculation first, but now I realize why I put them in this order, is that Disneyland Paris announces the end of their free Fast Pass system. So Disney has officially announced the end of free Fast Passes at Disneyland Paris. The Parisian park will be using a, quote, premier access system, similar to the one in place at Disneyland Shanghai, with guests able to book premier access in park to certain rides using the Disneyland Paris app. Passes will cost between €8 or $9 during off-peak times and €15 or $18 during high-peak times per ride. So with the conversion to the US dollar, a family of 5 during the high season will pay almost $100 per ride for what used to be a free Fast Pass. Meanwhile, a free option called the Standby Pass will be offered in addition, but that will be only during select times of day, and it will be decided on a day-to-day basis through the official Disneyland Paris app. This option will allow for guests to join the queue during a designated 30-minute time slot, which is subject to availability, and is said to, quote, help reduce wait times, end quote, at some of the more popular attractions. Guests will be limited to holding only one standby pass at a time. So much like the original paper Fast Pass system, you had to use it, and then once that one was used, you could scan your ticket to get another one. And they are only able to secure an additional standby pass once the 30-minute window for the standby pass you currently have has opened. So if you have a standby pass that opens at 1 o'clock, you have from 1 to 1:30 to get into that queue line. Once 1 o'clock rolls around, you're able to go on the app and secure another standby pass. So when we talked a couple weeks ago about, our Fast Passes coming back, we saw the kiosks, kind of uncovered and semi-operational. On the app, we saw standby wait. So this could be, I don't know, not a correlation, but is this something that's to come to Orlando that's being put in place now at 2 of the lands out of the country? Some people are upset. Some people say that's fine. They're still not going to pay for it. Others are saying that they absolutely would pay for it. But
So I don't even know if I understand that. So there's going to be 3 lines. There's going to be regular access to a wait for a line. There's going to be this paid Fast Pass, and then there's going to be this standby thing. So
standby pass will just give you a half-hour window to join the line.
To join what line?
The regular ride line.
What if I just don't want that? I just stand in the regular
line.
And
you just stand. So basically, the way that when I was reading the thing, the way I understood it was they would take times where the ride is, I don't want to say less popular, but the lines would be shorter. Like just if they notice a trend, like usually around lunchtime, this line is shorter, or during the parade, the line is shorter. So you would be able to secure a pass for that half-hour window when the line is traditionally shorter. You have like a reserved spot in line, and you would join the line at that time.
This is stupid.
So I don't think there would be 3 lines. I think it's just standby.
Yeah. And then people see, the thing that's dumb about this is that you say the $100 per
A family of 5.
A family of 5
High peak.
per ride. So the thing is that's ridiculous per ride. But people will complain. But then people will pay for it. The only way for this not to happen is for people not to pay for it. But people will, and then it'll stay. So it's.
And again, now that Disney World has started to use, and Disneyland is using it as well in Anaheim, now that they're using virtual queues, how would you incorporate a paid pass system for rides that are random lottery?
I don't know. It seems, I don't know. They're testing it. Maybe they're just testing it in the smaller parks to see. I don't know.
But then if you think, Tim always brings up those families and those once in a lifetime trips, they want to make sure they're able to get on all the rides. And if that secures them, they're only there if they have 4 days, a day in each park, that would secure them able to do that. Then they would be those that are likely to, I just unplugged this, that would be likely to use this pass.
I mean, that's adding thousands of dollars to your, I don't know. It's not something I would look into doing, but I don't know.
But there are people out there willing to pay for it.
I don't even know how to.
They're willing to pay for it.
It's just, I don't know. I understand Disney lost didn't make or lost money during all this, but now some of this stuff just looks it's looking like a desperate
grab for money.
Like desperate, like trying to make money any little possible way. I know they have to make money to appease the shareholders and everything, but it's just like.
So I had read an article.
You think of Disney as this magical place with things happy things happen and happy things happen, but then like this is just making it less like a vacation. I don't know.
It's less magical and more financial.
Yes, but then I understand they have to make money, but they could do it I think they could do it in less obvious ways, just throwing it right in your face. And it's just like the simple, the Boo Bash thing is, that's still, you're paying all that extra money for less. Hopefully, with everything, fireworks and stuff coming back now, maybe that will get added on to these Boo Bash things. But maybe it won't, because they saw people willing to pay that money before all the fireworks and stuff started coming back. So I don't know. It's just, and now this with the I don't know. I think you should either keep it with no fast passes, keep it the way it was, or if you want to have a paid fast pass system, do it like, you can either do it like the Max Pass, or you could do it like Universal does it, where you just buy, you pay one set thing for front of the line access for everything. It's just one fee for the whole day. I don't know. The per ride per person thing is just like.
We keep reading how Disney needs to make money because they were closed. They hemorrhaged money during the closures. But I was reading this article
that they also probably had more money in the bank than anybody else.
So and I wish I had read it a second or a third time just to really get it in, but the article basically said that Disney is not in desperate need of money, and we know that anyway, but when they say Disney needs to make money, it's in comparison to their profits from 2018, which is one of their most profitable years ever. So they still made, even with the closures in 2020, they still made more money than they did in 2019. But Disney is comparing it to 2018, which is one of their most profitable years. So yes, they have bills to pay. They have people. I get that. They have all these construction projects and all this money invested. Absolutely. In film production and TV shows, all that stuff that was halted during COVID, absolutely they need to pay. But it's not like they're about to go to the poorhouse on any of this.
And I know they wanted to, save face, and with all the like the more of the heads of the company took their pay cuts and all that stuff but how long did that last? That was just
Right.
I know they did that to save face, but it didn't last long with them. And they still got after they went back to their full pay pretty soon after taking those their pay cuts for couple of months. I'm sure they still got whatever they did
Bonuses
with Disney Plus being so successful. I'm sure people still made bonuses on it. And when the park started opening and stuff started coming back, and I'm sure they got bonuses, but they're still not, they make sure. I understand they have to keep the business for their shareholders, but why can't they not have? Why can their paychecks not be a little less? They're not giving it to the cast. They're not giving it to the cast members. Like they're still making. I know they called cast members back, but they're making less cast members do more work, and they're not getting compensated for it. But
right.
It's just, I don't know. That's the side of Disney I don't like to think about, because it
ruins the magic.
Ruins what you do like about Disney. But then they throw all this stuff in your face, pay us extra for this and pay this and pay this. So it's just, I don't know. It's a weird
business. At the end of the day, it's a business.
It's a business. But then, but don't portray yourself as a different way and being, the commercials on TV. Oh, bring your family back to the magic and all this stuff. But then it's like, but you're going to pay for all this magic.
Oh, absolutely.
But I don't know.
And while I'm thinking of, go ahead.
I was just saying, you can't have it's not the old Disney anymore. It's for people grew up going to the parks, and you have that. It's a totally, you viewed it as one way, and that now it's just you're still trying to live for that olden time, and it's just, even though you can compare it to, well, we were kids then, we saw it in a different way, but it's still, you can say that, but it wasn't like it is now. I mean, they have their feet, they have their hands, and there's so many baskets, and they bought all these other companies, and it's just like
they're in over their heads.
I a little bit, but it's like they have to. Everything needs to be profitable, and obviously, but they it seems like they want to be profitable, doubled and triple, instead of just being, instead of, I don't even, I could just use it instead of being $10 million, we made $10 million. They want to be $40 million, instead of just being happy with the $10 million during all these closures and all this stuff that happened. They should just, if they make it out ahead a little bit, they should just be happy that they want to be triple that. So, yeah.
And while I was thinking about it before, I forget, you had talked about the Boo Bash. So I had read a little while before we came on to record tonight about Disneyland announced their own Halloween event. And I didn't have time to read the whole article to throw it in our quick Diz mentions, but I do want to talk about it just because, again, we're talking about the parks making money.
I think it's just this thing coming back. The
Oogie Boogie Night?
Oogie Boogie Bash.
Oogie Boogie Bash?
Yeah, isn't it?
So, I mean, I didn't get to read the whole thing. I don't know if it's an abridged version, like this is, the Boo Bash is a modified.
From what I saw, I thought it was just the Oogie Boogie Bash is coming back. I don't think there was any. I know I can't guarantee that. I didn't.
I didn't have a chance to read the article, but
from the posts I saw from the Disneyland type people I follow, theirs was just, it's coming back, as opposed to Mickey's Not So Scary is not coming back, and we're getting the Boo Bash. So this, whatever I saw, it made it seem like that whatever they had last year is just coming back.
I mean, there'll definitely be a piece in it for next week's news, but we were just talking about it now with Disney trying to make money and bringing stuff back to those to make that money. So lots going on, friends. Closer to normal, except now we're literally paying for it financially.
Yes, and we all understand that Disney is expensive, and we're all willing to take that into account when we're becoming annual pass holders, when we want to take vacations. We understand that, but I don't know. It just, the money grabs seem more and more. But then again, maybe they're not going to charge us for fast passes. We don't know. But but we just go by what we see in other things. So I have no idea of the financial situation in Paris because stuff was closed down long over there. So I understand if they
reopened, closed again, and then reopened too.
Yeah, so they need. I mean, I understand they haven't. They need to. They didn't. At least with Disney World and now Disneyland, money's coming. Well, especially Disney World, money came in through the parks more than most places. So I understand. So who knows?
Maybe it's just. I mean, I think Disney fans have always been aware that Disney kind of puts price tags on experiences and events and things like that. But I think maybe it's just super apparent to us and it's very obvious just because everything was shut down and now this is back with a price tag. This is back with a price tag. And it's all hitting us at once as more things open.
I just read an article today. It was on some Disney food blog, but it was just like 10 things where the prices have gone up. And it was just like silly little things. Like it was the things we already knew about, like the lightsabers gone, they went up to like the $20 things, but then everybody loves those spring rolls. Those just went like just little things like those went up $2, and now it was it was magic. The other thing was magic bands. If you buy in park, you're spending $20 just on the solid color ones that you used to be able to. Well, you used to get for free, but then then it was $5 or whatever it is now, $10. I think if you buy them, buy them through the website before your vacation thing. But it's like $20 for just a solid color, and then those little I don't even know what those is it Numos, Nemo? Those little
Nuimos? I don't know.
Those things like those just came out. Those went up a couple bucks. The Wishables went up a couple bucks, and you're spending. Especially with those wishable things like those blind bags,
blind packs.
Everybody wants, people who collect them want, but just those $2 or $3 that goes up, it's just, I don't know. And it's just that,
it all adds up,
and it's just expected at this point where everything, usually February, March, all the prices are going to go up, the tickets are going to go up. It's just,
people make sure they get their passes and stuff before the price.
Before then, because the increase is coming, and it's just, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know.
Well, this is not a normal, typical happy podcast.
No, it's.
Whew. It took a turn. Sorry, friends.
I just wish my paychecks went up. When all it's,
Yep.
All this Disney stuff goes up. Give me my cost of living stuff. Let me get a couple bucks extra an hour. But no.
That'd be great. We'll figure it all out, friends.
We complain, and I can't wait till the end of the month. So
and we still buy tickets and go down.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up for tonight and leave you on that note. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us. We appreciate every comment, like, and share that we get. We will see you guys on Sunday. Well, we'll record Sunday. We'll see you on Tuesday when it releases. Have a good night.